There are men who walk into a room and something happens. Not because of how they look, not because of what they say. Something shifts before any of that. And the women in the room feel it without knowing why, often without even looking up. Most men think this is something you're either born with or you're not. It isn't. It's something specific. And once you understand what it actually is, you can start building it. Not as a performance, but as a way of being that becomes real through practice. This is for the man who is serious about becoming genuinely, naturally attractive, not on particular occasions, but as a default state of who he is. The quality is this: he is completely at home in himself. That's the phrase women most often reach for when they try to name it. He seemed comfortable in his own skin. He didn't seem like he needed anything from anyone. He was just there, fully. Like he'd already decided to be okay before he walked in. That quality has a name. It's called self-containment, and it's built from the inside through specific habits of thought and behavior over time. Here's what it actually looks like in practice. He doesn't check for approval in real time. You're in a conversation. You make a point. The other person doesn't respond the way you hoped. The uncontained man feels that gap immediately and adjusts. He softens the point, or he restates it, or his energy visibly shifts in a way that says, "I need you to receive this better." The self-contained man says the thing and lets it land however it lands. He's not indifferent to the response. He's simply not suspended by it. His sense of whether what he said was worth saying doesn't depend on the reaction confirming it. She feels that. Not as arrogance, as completeness. A man who doesn't visibly need your approval to feel okay about himself is one of the rarest things in most women's social experience. And rarity creates pull. He knows what he thinks before he knows what she thinks. Ask him a question and he answers it. His opinion isn't something he constructs based on cues he picks up from your reaction. He has a perspective, formed in private, that exists independent of whether it will be popular. This is one of the clearest outward signals of a man who spends real time in his own interior. Not every answer he gives is right, but every answer is genuinely his. And women find this, the simple experience of a man who actually has a perspective, more attractive than almost anything else, because it's something they can push against, agree with, engage with. It's something real. There's a video on this channel that goes deeper on exactly this, what it looks like to have genuine conviction in the earliest stages of dating, and how she experiences it. I'll link it at the end. He's absorbed in his own life, not as a strategy, not to appear unavailable. He genuinely has things he cares about, things he's building, a direction he's moving in that would be moving whether or not any particular woman were watching. When she enters his world, she enters a world, not a vacancy, not a space that was waiting to be filled, a life that already had weight and texture and forward motion. This is the single most important thing to understand about natural attraction. Women aren't drawn to men who have made them the center of everything. They're drawn to men who have a center in themselves and who want to share it. Because sharing a life is intimate. Being someone's entire life is a burden. Build this by investing, genuinely and consistently, in what matters to you. Not for the story it gives you on dates, because a life you actually care about changes how you carry yourself in every room you enter. And that quality, that absorption in something real, that ease that comes from having a self that doesn't need external confirmation to feel solid, that's what she's responding to when she finds herself drawn to a man she can't quite explain. It isn't effortless. It just looks that way. Because the work happened long before she walked in. If this gave you something real, this video is the natural next step. It goes into the specific daily practices that build this kind of presence. Starting today, it's on screen now. I'll see you there.